Hello, whistleblowers everywhere. Today I am going to be showing you a few little finger exercises using scale passages and arpeggios. Basically what an arpeggio is taking certain notes from a scale and then playing them in a pattern. So for instance, if we're playing the scale of D, which is just so an arpeggio would take the root or the first, the third, the fifth, and the octave. So we're just going. And if we do the scale of E minor, we take the first, the third, the fifth, and the octave. And so on and so forth. So we'll take the scale exercises first. Now we're not just going to run up and down scales, which is great practice, but it's incredibly boring. So one of the reasons that I get my students to do some of these exercises is to build up speed and dexterity, but we never start off quickly. We always start off slowly with a comfortable hand position, nice and relaxed fingers, and always within your own comfort zone. We don't want to push things too far to start with until you get used to the finger patterns. Then slowly and carefully you're going to speed those up, always maintaining evenness and accuracy. So we're going to start off with the first scale passage, which is just basically going up and down using the first 5 notes. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to do it slowly and I'm going to do it with a click. So first of all, we're going to just do it at 80, which I think isn't too fast. So I'll set my click to 80 and we'll have a look at the first finger exercise. So with this first finger exercise, again, with the breathing, we're going to do each grouping, if you like, up and down in one breath. Yeah. Eventually, when you speed it up, you'll be able to do more, maybe 2 or even 3 groupings in the one breath. But for now, we want to focus on finger movements. So what's really helpful to build up speed and agility is to try and keep your fingers fairly close to the whistle when you're playing. Yeah, only move them as much as you need to. Yeah, and the weight of the fingers. Yeah, just use the weight of the finger alone. Don't press on the whistle. Don't press your fingers down. Keep your fingers as soft and as relaxed as possible. The weight of your finger going down is all you need. You don't need anything else. All we need to do is cover those holes. So yep, keep your fingers as soft as possible and moving only enough to open the holes with the fingers when they're not used. Yeah, just keep them hovering above the holes. Yeah, don't lift them way up high or move them out of the way or do this or do that or even do that, anything like that. Yeah, keep them at the ready so they can come down when they're needed and they can come back up again when we want to open we want to vent that particular note. Okay, so here's the first exercise. I'm going to show it you very slowly first and then we'll do it with the click at 80. And it's a dead simple exercise, but it's a great one for helping you develop speed and accuracy and fluidity. I like that word, fluidity. So here we go. Now you can stop at B, so if you want to, you can carry on. If not, you can stop at B like we just did there, but you can go. And even up to the very high D. Okay, so then we reverse the pattern. So we start high, go down, come back up again. So I'll do it from high D, yeah? So there we went all the way up to high D, hit high D, and then reverse the pattern and come back down. So if I set my click to 80, 1, 2, so. Now reverse the pattern. 3, 4. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm tonguing the first note only of the group. So we don't want to introduce any tonguing into this. This is for finger fluidity and dexterity. So tongue the first note, but let your fingers go up and down. So really focus on getting those fingers moving evenly and gently. Yeah, very relaxed. And as always, remember to pick this finger up for the middle D, yeah? Good habit to get into. If possible, always try and remember to pick this top finger up for the D. Gives it a much more stable D and much more powerful. Also, you can't drop it. Whatever you do to that D, it's rock solid. Put that finger down, sometimes it'll overblow. If you keep that finger up, you get the note every time. So get into the habit of always picking that finger up for the middle D. Okay, so that's the first finger exercise. Again, do it at your own speed, and gradually, once you get confident with that pattern, you can look at speeding it up, but don't try and do it too quickly. Now, I've set my click to 80 there, but there's no reason why you can't set your click to 60, which would be this. So if you find 80 too quick, set it to 60 and really focus on getting those fingers moving evenly. So 1, 2. and so on. So, yep, if you find 80 too quick, do 60. If 60 is too quick, then go even slower. It doesn't matter at what speed you start off with. As long as your notes are even and your finger movements are correct and light, then it doesn't matter. As slow as you need to. The other thing with all these exercises, of course, is do them using C natural as well as C sharp. So you could go. Yep, all the way up to the top if you want to. Now, two-fingered C natural works very nicely on this whistle. On other whistles, it's not always very good. So on some whistles like Killarney's or some of the Lear whistles, you need to finger the C natural like that. So whichever C natural works best for you, get used to fingering it and practice these exercises using both the C sharp and the C natural. Okay, let's have a look at the second exercise now. So this is another finger pattern based on the scale. And again, we'll practice it with C sharp and C natural. So I'll play through it firstly without the click. So we're going. And if you want, you can stop on B, or if you feel adventurous, you can go all the way up to that very high D. And of course, then once we got to the top, we can reverse it. So we can go. And again, do it as slowly as you need to ensure that the rhythm is accurate. Yeah, fingers nice and relaxed. Yeah, and again, with the D, always make sure you pick that up if you can. So let's do that at 80 now. So da 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 da. And again. And then come down. So at that speed, I can go all the way up and then come all the way down. But again, if that's too quick, put it on a click at 60, which is quite a bit slower. And then you might need to take a few more breaths, but that's fine. Just make sure your breathing doesn't displace the rhythm in any way. And down. And again, use the C sharp, C natural. Again, important things, speed, yes, but take your time with it to start off with. Develop the speed eventually, yeah? So eventually, you can play it as quickly as you want, as long as the timing is accurate and the rhythm is very, very strong. Yeah. So have a go with these finger exercises. Take your time with them. As I said, slowly build them up. So if you start at 60 and you're fine with 60, don't suddenly jump up to 80. Maybe go up to 65, or even if you do it in increments of 2 beats a minute. You could try it at 62, 64, 66, 68, and then 70. However, if you feel confident, you could maybe do it in jumps of 5. But again, just to reiterate, it's really important to keep the rhythm solid and make sure that you're in time with the metronome. Yeah, it's a good idea to practice these with a metronome because it shows you where in the beat your fingers are supposed to go and the rhythm is supposed to go. If you don't use a metronome, there sometimes can be a little bit of elasticity, should we say, in your concept of how the rhythm is going. With a metronome, you're either in time or you're not, so there's no kind of grey area. That's why I like to use a metronome to practice these, and I suggest you do too. Even not every single time, but maybe even for like 5-10 minutes while you're warming up with these finger exercises. Okay, let's have a look at some arpeggio exercises next. So start with the D arpeggio. D, F, A, D, reverse it. D, A, F, D. So going up and down. Now we're going to do an E minor arpeggio. E, G, B, octave E, B, G, E. Now we're going to do F sharp minor. F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp. F sharp, C sharp, A, F sharp. Now G major. G, B, D, octave G, D, B, G. A major. A, C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp, A. B minor. B, D, F sharp, B, F sharp, D, B. Now with the C sharp, it's a funny one because it's C sharp, E, G, high C sharp, G, E, C sharp. It's like a dominant seventh, I think. C sharp, E, G. And then you have the D again, but this time we're going all the way up to the very high D. So again, what you can do is with the pattern, reverse it. So go start at the top, come down and go back up again. So and again, take your time with this. I'm going to do it at 80 again, but if you need to go slower, that's fine. There's 80. There we go. So. So these arpeggio exercises are really good for moving your fingers rather than doing it in sequence. You're finding and moving your fingers in various patterns. So it's good. It helps you to move your fingers out of sequence, which oftentimes you will need to when playing tunes. So that's the first way of doing it. The second way of doing it is going up and then coming back down, but going up to the down to the E rather than going back down to the D. So it's like this. And also try substituting the C sharp for the C natural. You'll get a different arpeggio, but that's fine. So just go as high as B if you want to. If you're going all the way up to the high C sharp, C natural, sorry. So I get a C natural very nicely cross-fingered on this whistle like that. So that works nicely for me. So try it with C natural as well as C sharp. It's good practice. Okay, so that's a little bit on the arpeggio exercise. And there's just one more to go, folks. So here's the last exercise which we're going to look at today. So this last finger exercise is taking part of that arpeggio and just going up to the fifth and coming down. So it's D, F, A, D. E, G, B, G. F, A, C sharp, A. G, B, D, B. A, C sharp, E, C sharp. B, D, F sharp, D. C sharp, E, G, E. And the last one, D, F, A, D. Now if you want, you can go all the way up to the high D again. And of course, what we do, going up, we'll reverse the pattern coming down. So I'll go from that high D just to show you. So again at 80. 1, 2, And again, substitute the C sharp for the C natural. Good practice. So as I said before, you want to start off slowly and really make sure you're working with the click and that you're accurate, yeah? So eventually you can go as fast as you want. You can go. And again, if you want to just take parts of the scale exercise, and then try the next one. Put them together. Tricky at that speed, but take it slower. And then add the next one. So if you want to build your speed up, take parts, small parts, and work on that, and then sew them all together at the end. But I wouldn't worry about speed. Speed is the last thing to think about. But eventually you'll be able to move your fingers in those patterns with speed and agility. That kind of thing. So yeah, work with the click. Always make sure there's no tension in your fingers. Keep your fingers light and try not to move your fingers too far off those finger holes. So there's a few little finger exercises which I teach my students, and it's good practice, just a good little warm-up. Even if you don't do them all, maybe just spend, I don't know, 5 minutes or so just blowing through some of those. They really do help with finger coordination. So if you found this tutorial helpful, if you could perhaps share it out amongst those people who you think would benefit. Also, if you could subscribe to the YouTube Whistleblowers channel. And again, if you've got any comments, either on tutorials you'd like to see in the future, or tune breakdowns, or even whistle reviews, I'm happy to oblige. So yeah, just leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will see you very soon for another either tune breakdown, a tutorial, or maybe even a review of a whistle. Okay folks, that's it for now, and I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.